Cardsbykatefletcher. Today's video is a glue review video. This is just my personal experience of the glues I'm going to talk about. It's not endorsed by anyone, it's not YouTube's opinion, it's not anyone's opinion but my own. This also isn't going to be a video about use X glue for X project. It's literally a review of some of the glues I've tried. So let's start with this one. This is a Yoohoo all-purpose strong clear adhesive. This is the first ever glue I purchased when I got into card making. You can see it's been well used because it is the only thing I used for ages. It was really strong. Nothing was going to shift it. It got quite clogged up, if I remember correctly. And it would kind of leave, you know how a glue gun leaves like a trail behind it? This one kind of did that. Still loads left in there. I don't really use it anymore, but it is a really strong glue and it did for what I needed it to do when I started out. So that is a Yoohoo glue. Then I started using this one here. This is a Basta white glue. You'll have seen it in some of my earlier videos. I bought this in Hobbycraft, but I've seen it in like Wilko's or Wilkinson's or, you know, those kind of shops. I actually have a completely unopened one left to go. So when I started using this, I absolutely loved it. Hence I stocked up a bit, but I've actually found recently it's not so good. So the reason I say this is not so good is for a few reasons really. The first thing I'm not keen on is this screw top, because you're not always 100% sure when you're at the point where you can start squeezing. Also, I'm just going to shut that up again. I don't know if you can see, I don't know if I can make it focus, but it forms a film over the top, which you have to then peel off, which is fine. But then it kind of clogs down and you end up having to use a pin to free this off, which is really annoying. And the other reason I've not been so keen on this recently is once you get a little way down the tube, as you can see I have, it actually doesn't squeeze out easily. So like I edit all my videos anyway, but I was finding that when I was using this glue I was cutting like 5 minutes out at a time of me just trying to get the glue to squeeze out onto the project to do what I was trying to do. I can't be doing that, it's just a pain in the bum. So I don't really use this that much anymore. I did like how it makes for a really hard finish. So like when I made a notebook with this and I used I think it was a cereal box or a Malteser box or something, and then glued the paper on the top, but it really gave a good, it helped to give a good finish, I believe anyway. So it's something I use occasionally, but I don't really use it a whole load anymore. Now this one here I actually won. It's a fast and tacky glue. It's by Hemline. I won this, I want to say Creative Stamping, about 1.5 to 2 years ago, something like that. It's actually quite a good glue. I quite like it. I decanted it into one of these little bottles. And it decanted nicely. It comes out these bottles nicely. It's quite nice to use. The top is a pull top, and I think I had to like make a hole in the top or something when I first started using it, and because I didn't do that brilliantly well, it now comes out strangely, which is why I've decanted it into the bottle. I just didn't make a great hole, but it's a good little glue. I do use it a fair bit, I want to say, but yeah, it's all right as glues go. Then this is kind of like an art glitter glue. I bought this in Michael's when I went to New York the first time or the second time. I don't remember, but I know I've had it a while. I kind of bought it thinking Christmas cards and that it might be good as like a snow layer. It really isn't. So I don't actually, as you can see, it's barely been used. So I can't really say that much about it. You can see the top there. It's a bit of is it going to focus? It's a bit of residue. Is that the right word? Around the top. I really don't use it that much. I really should use it more. I don't know how much I spent on this. And I don't like to waste, but I just don't ever reach for it. Ever. And I think I tried it for a snow effect and I wasn't happy with how that came out, so I must put that on a list of things to do. Use that glue more. Okay, liquid glue. Now this is how old this is because it still says Staples on, and Staples has been gone for quite a while. Again, I think I've got a few of these. I bought these when I first got into crafting. They're all right. As you can see, they've got the funny top, and I have found that if it stops for any reason coming out, if you slip the top, then it really comes out. It's kind of the glue you had when you were like in kids groups after school or whatever. Again, I don't use it a lot because it does wrinkle the paper and stuff. So I don't use it a lot, but if I just need something quick, I like that I can glob a bit onto the tip and then dunk. Saves me putting it on my hand because I really don't like doing that. So if it's something quick like that, I'll generally use something like this. Then I wanted a really fine tipped glue. This is before I got these, and before I'd thought of like glue pens. So I tried the Dovecraft Ultimate Craft Glue. Again, it's something I haven't used lots. I got this in the pound shop, so I didn't pay a lot for it. It's alright. I'm not like in love with it, but it's alright. It's quite flimsy on the top, but it's not the end of the world. It hasn't broken. I just don't use it as much as I thought I was going to be fair. I just wanted something for really small, you know, or if you're going around a line, and I thought that might do, and I just thought I'd try it, but I've just never found that it's like one of my go-tos. But it's alright, I can't complain. Right, this one, the rollin glue, my husband gave me this. I actually quite like it. It's quite cool because this runner here, if you can see, it's actually where the glue comes out. So it's a little bit like a tape runner, but it's a glue runner. So it's quite good fun. The only thing I found is if I push the top on too far, then this bit gets stuck in the lid, and then I've got to try and prise it out. So I have to be a bit careful. I don't use it loads, but yeah, it's not a bad little glue. It does the job. It sticks, and yeah, it's just it's not a go-to glue, but it's one that's just there if I need it. So then I have my PVA craft glue that I bought from the works. So I've got a litre of this. This is one of my go-to glues. Again, it's been decanted into the little bottles. I really like it. I have had no issues with this glue whatsoever. It does dry fast, it does dry clear, and those are two of my needs as a crafter, especially a crafter that has a baby, and I'm often crafting while she's asleep because I just need to get it done in case she wakes up. So I like that it dries fast. It does dry clear, so again, if I've had to have some wiggle room. I don't ever get marks left from it. I really like it. It's a really nice glue actually, and I think if someone's starting out, it's definitely one I'd recommend because I don't think you can go wrong with it. And then my other glue is the Tacky Anita's PVA glue. Now I thought, I'm so dumb, I thought this was exclusive to the range, and then I was online shopping and discovered actually you can get it quite a few places. So live and learn. But I really like this. The only thing that I get a little bit upset about with this glue is this nib, because again it kind of it goes across the top. I don't know if it's going to focus. It kind of seals off here when you've got glue on the end if you don't wipe it off. Now I thought because of, is that going to focus? The inside there, do you see? It looks like there's a point, and there is a point. So I thought that would like seal over the nib. You've got a really good seal around here. I thought, right, you wouldn't get any blockages. I was so wrong, and that's my only bugbear with this glue, is I do have to get a pin, and I do have to pierce down, and I do have to free it up. And I do find that even when I'm working with it, I still get blockages. So it's a little bit annoying. I do like the glue, but the more it blocks, the more annoyed I get, and the more I start defaulting back to the works glue. And then the last glue I was going to talk about was my Cosmic Shimmer. I love this glue. I first saw it when I was watching Craft Stash Facebook Lives back in the day. They used it a lot on there. I'd never used it. Then I won the competition and I actually got to go to Craft Stash and meet Claire Rowlands and Jeanette and Claire and just everyone, and it was amazing. But I got to use a big one of these and I just fell in love with this glue. It's so nice to use. Like, there's nothing I can say about this glue that's bad. I love it. I have not had any problems. Well, apart from I can't get the top off now. Hold on. There we go. I've not had any problems with this blocking, touch wood. It's nice, it does dry clear. It's the only thing that I have found I can use on acetate and not have it show through. It actually dries really nicely and I can use it with acetate with no worries whatsoever. I've got 2 of these really small bottles. I bought these from Every Craft a Pound. They had them on offer, 2 for £5, so I did get 2. It's 30ml, so I've got like 60ml for like £5. So I think it's really expensive, but I'm really tight with it. And I am only using it occasionally just to make it last. So yeah, I love my Cosmic Shimmer glue. It's probably my favourite, but because of the price point, I just don't use it as much as these 2 here. Then there's just one more glue that I actually thought at the last minute I should probably talk to you about, and that is this one here. This is an envelope glue that my husband bought me. It's got the Hunky Dory H on it, so I'm guessing that's where he got it. So I'm quite impressed with him, to be honest, because I didn't realise he knew about Hunky Dory. Anyway, I really like this. Basically, once you've made your envelope on your envelope punch board or whatever, you put a little bit around where you want it to be able to seal, and then you leave it. And then all you need to do is re-moisten it when you're ready to stick your envelope down, and that's it. Now I'm not the greatest one for having a light hand with this, so I'm quite heavy-handed, and I do find that I get quite a thick line come out when I do use this. So when I have tried to re-moisten it, it doesn't always work, and it doesn't then always stick. So I have been known just to put another layer on and just shut the envelope and be like, right, done. But I think that's just practice, really. But I think this is going to last me a long time because I don't make loads of envelopes. It's a nice thing to have. I was quite impressed when he gave it to me. You know, it's hunky-dory, look. Yeah, it's a nice glue. It's got a bit of a funny smell to it, but it's not like the most offensive thing I've ever smelt. Like, yeah, it's not the most offensive smell, and if you don't like it, just, I don't know, use it next to an open window or something, but it doesn't smell that strong. Yeah, I think that's quite a good glue to have in your arsenal, especially if you make your own envelopes. Now, I don't know how much it was because, as I say, that was an actual present from my husband. But yeah, I think there's quite a few on the market. That's the only one I've used and I quite like it. So that is my roundup of the glues I use. So my 3 favourites have to be Cosmic Shimmer, the tacky glue, even though I have a slight issue with it, and the Works glue, which I do absolutely love. The wouldn't buy again, if I'm honest, probably would be the Basta, just because of the issues I listed, and probably the Yoohoo now, although that can probably come in useful around the house if things break or what have you. Yeah, so I hope you found this maybe useful or interesting. I don't know if you have any of the same glues, what you think, maybe let me know in comments. Is there anything that I've said I'd buy again that you wouldn't even? Let me know in comments. I love chatting with you all in comments. I like getting to know you. I like getting to know what you use. I'll be back soon with more videos. And thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.